18 people tonight at Shockwave. Absolute insanity. Let's go ahead and kick things off with these next two folks.
Slaps. Slaps
That's
versus
reverse.
CoiN.
I don't know a thing about CoiN. Slaps, though, him and Critter have been the dedicated Ike mains, though Slaps has been an Ike main since the Brawl days. And while he may not have the proficiency in the item game necessarily that a lot of Brawl veterans have, he's definitely, I think, really good whenever it comes to being able to read the opponent very well.
Yeah.
With options. And that's kind of like what you need whenever you play Ike.
Yeah.
But one really good thing that I think Ike definitely has in this game that it didn't really have so much in Brawl was great follow-ups off of grabs. Really good follow-ups off of grabs.
Down throw at super low percents, up throw.
Yeah. So that's going to be really interesting. It's going to be cool to see what CoiN really does in neutral more than anything else. If Slaps can maybe just utilize his presence more than anything else to make it so that CoiN feels like, oh god, I have to shield and nothing happens. But of course, with a character like Captain Falcon, I feel like that's a character who exists just to break some of these zones, right?
Yeah.
Just to put the pressure and the heat on right off the get-go. So one part of this is going to be one person putting on a lot of pressure with their approaches and I guess with their offensive options, whereas another person is probably going to be putting on a lot of pressure simply through what they could do to a zone of control.
The fear factor.
The fear factor, exactly. So, you're obviously like one of the better players in our area, so why don't you maybe frame the match a little bit for, like, I guess at a higher level. How does this really break down between these two characters?
Well, Falcon is a pretty mobile character, but Ike he's going to use his range to sort of zone out Falcon and also make conversions of his own. So right now we have Slaps trying to space out. Right now they're dancing in neutral, as you can see. You have Slaps, nice down tilt and we have CoiN recovering high, but Slaps failing to punish.
And you touched on something, the dance in neutral, and I think that's really, really important when you look at the matchup. The thing about a character like Ike is overall, this character hits like a tank.
Yes.
But the problem is that even though Ike has great range and great knockback on his moves, they can definitely be punishable. But that's what Slaps is doing a really good job of, is using really non-committal moves. You saw that up tilt that he did before. That was an excellent bait. CoiN thought he had time to come in with the punish, utilizing Falcon's quick speed, but he was just met with those rapid jabs. And I think that if Slaps can continue playing that way, then he's going to be having a lot of success. But again, if CoiN can maybe get one of those baits, get one of those dash grabs, then it's going to be a lot of damage.
Yeah. And right now, look at that. Slaps is just utilizing jab and down tilt. I've seen him use down tilt at the perfect range because it can be safe on shield. And right now, CoiN has Slaps. Slaps is just taking his time on the platform. It's very scary when you're on that top platform trying to land.
And I think one thing that just might be scarier than that is that backhand.
Oh, the down air.
Huge dare from Slaps there, taking stock #1 in this first game.
And now CoiN has a chance of his own, but now we're back in neutral. Well, not anymore, because Slaps just turned it around, and the momentum right now is in his favor.
Complete momentum in Slaps' favor, and that's so scary. I mean, playing an Ike is scary enough as is, but an Ike with momentum. The one nice thing that you have whenever you're dealing with an Ike with momentum, though, is sometimes they get a little swing happy, and you have opportunities to maybe punish. But we're noticing that Slaps is kind of changing the way he's kind of projecting some of his moves. Before, he'd be just outside of range when he came in with his aerials, but now I feel like he's almost overshooting to compensate CoiN's tendencies of kind of retreating automatically to deal with this aerial pressure that Ike is exerting.
Yeah.
So really interesting.
Going for style.
Please. 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 You're not going to be gifted that. It may be Christmas, but you're not going to gifted that anytime soon. Slaps, 161%. Looking for probably a back air here.
Max Rage on deck.
Super scary position for CoiN right now. He's able to go ahead and get around the down tilt, even though he didn't sweet spot. But again, those quick jabs sending him off stage. Slaps desperately trying to go ahead and just close this game out with one of those down tilts. But he's not finding any luck just yet.
Oh, going for the turnaround side B.
Yeah, that cross-up Raptor boost. I mean, CoiN. Yeah. He definitely has some interesting movement options overall, but I just feel like he hasn't done the best job of dealing with some of Slaps' options. And right there, drop zone fair. That's going to be just enough to seal game #1.
Both of those kills Slaps got off stage, and I'm not sure if CoiN even got a grab.
That's true.
And that's something that Falcon excels at. When he gets that grab, that's where he gets his momentum, trapping you in the air and then possibly getting more grabs.
And we touched on that. When we framed this match overall, it really was coming down to whether or not Falcon can get a lot of those grabs.
Yeah.
And the reason why we saw that 2-stock there is, like you put it, he just failed to get grabs. And if he did get some of those grabs, he didn't do the best job of converting on them either. So Slaps overall playing his job very well. But I feel like there has to be maybe some chinks in the armor. Maybe when Slaps is coming in with some of these forward airs, if CoiN's able to space just around them, then he can maybe get some of these dash grabs. But again, Slaps, even with these empty hops, making it so difficult for CoiN to understand when the offense is really coming.
Yeah. And right now, I think what I'm not seeing enough that I see that's very important for Falcon to learn is the dash pivoting, or the foxtrot canceling, as the other people may call it. But I don't see that a lot from CoiN, and that's I feel like that's very essential for Falcon play, since Falcon has great ground mobility, and I'm not seeing it, and that's something he can use to sort of bait out Slap's aerial game.
If we talk about how important non-committal options are for Slaps, but one thing that I want to see CoiN commit to is being able to pull the trigger, because there's a lot of opportunities where he thinks maybe I can come up and get this grab, and he'll automatically stop himself just short, but still in the range of Slaps to punish, where I feel if he had just committed to the grab, he could have actually gotten away with it and then piled on some good percentage.
Yeah. And right now that's just a sign of maybe him as a player just not being unsure. That's probably a sign of him not being confident.
Yeah, and confidence, I think, is right now what Slaps is exuding. There's the grab we were waiting for from CoiN, but like we said before, the punishes off of grabs need to be so much more. Slaps throwing CoiN off stage, more than enough. That had to be some suboptimal DI.
Yeah, and that even if he did manage to reach the ledge, he would have got hit by that the neutral special.
Right.
Ooh, right now.
I like the back air there from CoiN. Really quick option. Some nice knockback. Definitely not the same level of knockback of Ike per se, but still a really smart option whenever you're in the corner backed away like that.
And it can be relatively safe, especially crossing up on shield, and great forward smash from
Wow.
The very tip, or not the very tip, but pretty close to it. And right now, CoiN is opting to recover high, but Slaps failing to punish.
And that's smart from CoiN recovering high. Slaps has done a good job of covering the lower recovery options, using options like the fair. But now I think Slaps might have this data. He understands that CoiN isn't afraid to go high, and he might just wait and bait that option out and then punish it really heavily.
At the last moment. Oh, great wait from CoiN. He just ran past him, saw him jump, and then committed to the side B, which got him, netted him the KO.
That cross-up Raptor boost, we saw it whiff on shield last game.
Tilt.
Great, the final down tilt.
He was fishing for that air dodge. He was waiting for it, but CoiN didn't bite.
Yeah.
All right.
He's getting a lot of these cross-ups, which is definitely really big as Falcon, but the failures to capitalize are just really, really costing him.
Wow. Those times that he didn't make it back, I thought he would. At least grab the ledge, double jump. But wow, I guess he just got hit out of his double jump and couldn't make it back.
I could see that definitely being one thing, but another thing that we have to talk about is just the fear.
Yeah.
The fear factor, like you touched on at the very beginning, right? You see players like Slaps sitting there, you're not sure if they're just going to drop zone fair you or hit you with one of those down tilts. And sometimes the fact that you're prepping for both of those options actually makes it so you come up with the worst outcome of all, which is failing to even get back to the stage, period.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Ike definitely is one of those characters that can, in the hands of a right player, definitely that fear factor. Like Rio